Top stories this hour. At least 30 killed, 90 wounded after train derails in Pakistan. 14 killed after storm hit in China. Plus, 3 killed after helicopters crash mid-air. Welcome to the World News on VOP TV. I am Kayla Abraham. We begin the world news in Pakistan, where at least 30 people have been killed and 90 wounded. The incident that happened on Monday is the latest deadly crash to hit Pakistan's antiquated railway network. More than 1,000 passengers were aboard the Hazara Express when it came off the tracks in a flat rural part of Sindh province near Nawazbar, around 250 kilometers by rail from the southern port city of Karachi. Hospitals in the area declared an emergency as they struggled to deal with dozens of passengers brought in with severe injuries. Local residents who waded through waist-deep water in a canal that runs alongside the railway track to reach the crash site were praised for their heroic response. Expressing grief over the loss of life, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif prayed during a political gathering in Punjab for the souls of the departed and for the quick recovery of those injured. Now, days of heavy rain have caused severe flooding in China's leading grain-producing region in the northeast, killing 14 people and raising concerns about food security as floodwater inundated farmland. Torrential rains brought by the aftermath of Typhoon Doksuri have battered northern China since late July, displacing more than 1 million people and killing at least 30 people in the outskirts of Beijing and the surrounding Hebei province. As the storm moved further north, another 14 deaths were reported on Sunday in the city of Shilan in Jilin province. Shilan authorities disclosed in a statement that among the dead were 3 local officials, including the city's deputy mayor, who were washed away by floodwater during rescue operations last week. It added that 1 more official remained missing. More than 18,000 people have been evacuated from Shilan. Now, elsewhere, 2 helicopters fighting wildfires in Southern California has collided, causing one to crash, killing all 3 of its passengers. In a late Sunday press conference, CAL FIRE Southern Region Chief David Fulcher announced the incident, saying it happened in the area of Cabazon and was being investigated by the National Transportation Safety Board. He stated that the 2 aircraft collided mid-air, but only one was able to land safely. He added that 2 of the 3 families have been contacted by CAL FIRE and work was on the way to reach the 3rd. Meanwhile, the World Scouts Jamboree in South Korea will end early due to an approaching typhoon. Organizers stated this as they called for the government to urgently help with efforts to send tens of thousands of children home. About 43,000 people joined the Jamboree that kicked off in North Jeolla province last week, but an extreme heat wave caused hundreds of scouts to fall ill, forcing Seoul to deploy military doctors, offer air-conditioned buses, and vow an all-out effort to salvage the event. American and British scout groups withdrew at the weekend, citing concerns over the extreme weather, even as organizers stated that the Jamboree would continue, urging participants to view it as a platform for overcoming challenges. But with a coming typhoon forecast to hit most of South Korea, including the campsites, the Jamboree was forced to end early. Still in Korea, authorities have stated that they would evacuate thousands of scouts taking part in a jamboree in the southwest of the country from Tuesday due to an expected typhoon. Kim Sung-hoo, a senior Interior Ministry official, told a briefing that about 36,000 participants would be taken by bus to safer places that would not be in the path of the typhoon. Now, over 120 million people in the eastern U.S. are at risk of severe thunderstorms that can hit communities from Philadelphia to Atlanta with damaging wind gusts, large hail, heavy rain, and a few tornadoes. A very active thunderstorm pattern is expected over the next few days across large swathes of the country to the east of Mississippi River. After battering the Ohio River Valley on Sunday, a storm system is moving east, increasing the risk for severe weather on Monday. The worst of it will be in a zone stretching from northern Alabama to southern Pennsylvania and New Jersey, including Philadelphia, Baltimore, Charlotte, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, and Raleigh. Forecasters stated that the area is under enhanced risk level 3 out of 5 for severe storms. A slight risk for severe storms, a level 2 out of 5, spreads from western Alabama to southern New York, including New York City, Virginia Beach, Pittsburgh, Wilmington, Savannah, Columbus, Charleston, and Newark. Parts of the New East could also see heavy rainfall in association with these storms. A slight risk for excessive rainfall, or a level 2 or 4, has been issued for the Northeast. Scattered rainfall of 2 to 4 inches is possible on Monday. Now, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has toured the country's key weapons factories, including those producing artillery systems and launch vehicles for nuclear-capable ballistic missiles, and pledged to speed up efforts to advance his military's arms and war readiness. Kim's three-day inspections through Saturday came as the United States and South Korea prepared for their next round of combined military exercises planned for later this month to counter the growing North Korean threat. Tensions on the Korean peninsula are at their highest level in years as the pace of North Korea's missile test and the joint U.S.-South Korea military drills, which Kim portrays as invasion rehearsals, have both intensified in a tit-for-tat cycle. Some experts say Kim's tour of the weapons factories could also be related to possible military cooperation with Moscow that may involve North Korean supplies of artillery and other ammunition as Russian President Vladimir Putin reaches out to other countries for support in the war in Ukraine. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian Air Force has shot down more than 5,500 Russian air targets heading for the war-torn country. Speaking in an address to mark Ukraine's annual Air Force Day celebrations, the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky stated that since February 2022, Ukraine had intercepted more than 3,500 Russian aircraft, helicopters, and missiles. Air defenses have also shot down over 2,000 of Moscow's attack drones. Zelensky stated this in a readout published by his presidential office. Throughout Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the Kremlin's forces have targeted Ukrainian sites with several types of missiles, as well as Iranian-made Shahid unmanned aerial vehicles heading for Ukraine's cities and infrastructure targets. Zelensky added the Ukrainian pilots have carried out more than 14,000 combat missions in the almost 18-month-long war. Now, Niger's soldiers have closed the country's airspace and accused foreign powers of preparing an attack as the junta defied a deadline to restore the ousted president and said any attempt to fly over the country will be met with the energetic and immediate response. Niger State Television announced the move on Sunday night, hours before a deadline set by West African Regional Bloc ECOWAS which demanded the coup leaders reinstate President Mohamed Bazoum or face military force. A spokesman for the coup leaders, Major Amadou Abdourahmane, warned of the threat of intervention being prepared in a neighboring country and stated that Niger's airspace will be closed until further notice. The junta asserted the two Central African countries are preparing for an invasion, but did not say which ones, and called on the country's population to defend it. And that's it on the World News on VOP TV. We would like you to subscribe to our YouTube. It is Voice of the People TV, and on all social media platforms at VOP TV Live. I'm Kayla Abraham, a VOP business show coming up next.